So let's see here. Bisu finally getting his first Arbiter, has a bunch of gateways, still producing forces, a lot of Zealots running up north. Iris has done a beautiful job just holding him back a little bit, but he needs to get another base. There's only 3 bases, while Bisu's has established his 4th, even though he lost quite a bit at 6 o'clock and got delayed to the lower left hand. Iris actually now going to move towards the position here that Iris has at his inside 11 o'clock. Bunch of tanks siege alongside turret support, so he's not going to move in fairly too quick, but he's definitely getting ready for this. He does have weapons 1, armor 1. We're going to see who's actually going to go for this. Dragoons first. A couple of Zealots running on the wrong side. Going to go right for those tanks. Not enough vultures. Not enough mines. Zealots are going to be able to get in front of the coast. Storms! Oh, man. Storms all over the place against all these tanks. Some of the storms not really hitting much, but other storms definitely helping out. Vultures finally coming out into the field to help support, but now after the Zealots have had their initial run, all of the Dragoons are coming up north as well, and Iris is going to be hard pressed to fight this back. Bisu with beautiful play here, running up Dragoons, losing a bit more than he might have wanted, so we're going to see we're actually biting off a little bit more than he wanted to chew. Iris trying to bit off more than they could chew, so Iris trying to establish his 3 o'clock. Bisu, I think, spotted that. Not quite sure if he actually spotted that, but I think he can tell due to the defensive position that was to the fact that Iris' defensive line partially ran towards that position as well. Iris Mule just has a dropship between Bisu's 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock, ready to harass when necessary. Dropships just, okay, finally flying away, a couple of them. So Iris has done beautifully in that regard. Finally has a science facility in play to help against those arbiters, actually adding in another command center, most likely to expand to the 12 o'clock. So Iris is going to try to counter-expand Bisu here, try to put up bases, try to keep a decent line of defenses. Does take the 3 o'clock base, so he does have yet another base. Zealot, meanwhile, spots a couple of dropships flying around, and Arbiter on the field. We're going to see whether Bisu tries to go for a recall or not. He has to be very careful with his recalls, because if he wastes one, he's going to waste a lot of the force that he really needs. And that was one of the reasons that he lost the 3rd set. One of his recalls really didn't pay off for him, and just ended up wasting a lot of forces after that as well, after the fact. Iris now again just going to mine up all over the place, going to put up defense position, add more machine shops to his factories, and 6 factories I believe, just getting a bunch of vultures on the field alongside getting a bunch of tanks. With that 3rd gas going strong now, he's definitely going to be able to get a lot more tanks on the field. And Bisu just positioning himself so far, not really knowing what he can do. There are tanks, mines, turrets all over the place. So Iris is definitely conscious of the fact that Bisu could be going some sort of job. High Tempo are going to be able to get a storm off on a bunch of SCVs. Oh, man. I want to see the kill count on the High Tempo. Beautiful storm, getting a bunch of those SCV at them inside 11 o'clock. Really, really bad for him there. Now, meanwhile, several vultures alongside dropships. But really interesting how Iris always moves vultures on the ground alongside those dropships, just most likely so those vultures can plant mines, just be annoying as well. And just in case there are forces on the ground that can take out the dropships, the vultures are going to be able to delay them while the dropships fly away. Bisu just moving a bunch of his forces down on the ground. Bisu has now actually established the 7 o'clock natural expansion, moving several forces that are just blocking the way so far with vultures. He was doing some harassment with tanks trying to take down the defensive line, but was forced to pull those away. Quite possibly lost some forces there as well. Actually going to catch several probes in transition here, flopping a little bit by Bisu. A couple of vultures are going to catch a few probes in position. Every time you allow a vulture to do that, that's actually a lot more damage than we would think. Iris now ready, poised to take the 12 o'clock. He just needs to be able to put up a proper defensive positioning there before he most likely feels safe. More arbiters on the way for Bisu. Still on 1 target at this point. Not most likely feeling safe enough economically yet to produce more. And he should actually be in a pretty decent position. Has Archons from those Templars as weapons 2, armor 2. So his army's pretty strong at this point. He might actually be going for another attack soon. Iris has weapons 1, armor 1 at this point. He should have a 2nd army on the field. So he's going to be able to try to counteract this weakness that he has. Now Bisu actually moving a bunch of Dragoons at this 12 o'clock. Arbiters coming in to support more forces as well. Tanks can siege up vultures. A bunch of them getting cleared up. Stasis going off an SCV that was building a turret alongside a couple of tanks. And Iris at 12 o'clock now in a horrible position here. Our tanks and vultures very close though to try to reinforce this, because Bisu didn't really send all his forces at 12 o'clock. There are tanks on the ramp. On the high ground at the right side. Vultures coming in. A Science Vessel. I'm not quite sure if he got an EMP off or not. One on the other stage is going to go off. No! Storms storming all those tanks. And even some SCVs. More storms coming in from Bisu. Storming all those tanks. Creating the entire defensive line. Coming in. 12 o'clock gone at this point. Now the inside 11 o'clock in a horrible position. Command Center barely going to... Oh, man. The Command Center might barely manage to survive unless the Arbiter goes in and finishes it off. Iris loses one of his important lifelines. Meanwhile, going to go and do some counter-harassment. Going to put a couple of tanks at that natural expansion of Bisu's 8 o'clock position. Going to siege those up. Going to take out the Tans, do a lot of damage. Storms, more storms from Bisu, taking out SCVs at this point. Goliath's coming in trying to help support. While Iris finally does some decent counter-harassment, taking out a bunch of probes at the 8 o'clock of Bisu. Bisu's not really paying attention much there. Meanwhile, Iris rebuilding yet another command center. He lost the other one, most likely due to Arbiter fire. Dragoons coming in from all sides. And Zealot finally going to be able to finish off that tank at the 8 o'clock position. But harassment has been done. Iris still trying to keep himself in the game, still trying to hold back a defensive major coming in one of his tanks. Bisu will now, meanwhile, going to expand at the 10 o'clock position, the upper left hand. And just Bisu still rebuilding a lot of forces. This while using them a lot better than he did in the third set, really just utilizing them more. He loses forces, but he also takes out a lot more forces than Iris can afford to lose. Lots of High Templar, lots of High Templar. One of the things he knew he was missing, now he does not. He has a lot of High Templar to help against all those pesky tanks all over the place. Arbiter just constantly being produced from one single Stargate. It helps, it's fine. I don't even think he's lost a single one at this point. Weapons 2 finally now up for Iris. Bisu's going to be ahead fairly soon, though, from his forges, I believe. And now Iris actually going to push a lot of forces towards the lower left hand. Some Zealots coming in from the back, going to get hit by those mines. A couple of do survive, several do survive though, so going to eventually killed. But still trying to clear up all these mines. Vultures meanwhile just mining up, just trying to force all those forces back, trying to put up a decent defensive position. A lot of tanks. There is a shotgunner coming in. High Templar. Oh, does not manage to do anything, but an Arbiter comes up. Does manage a recall. I thought he got EMP, but does manage a recall. Now storms all over these tanks. Oh man, tank line going to get completely cleared up. Iris in the whole position going to try to hold this off with his vultures. Most of the forces do get killed of Bisu. Their science fields do come into play. The Archon is going to get taken out before anything much happens, but more reinforcements coming in. Dragoons and Zealots. Tanks try to unseat, try to hold this back, but Iris, oh man, Bisu with a perfect recall at the perfect time. Iris going to be forced back, not having accomplished anything with that one single attack. I don't even know if he knows of Bisu's upper left hand. If he doesn't, he's overall in a horrible position. Going to lose a Science Vessel there. Going to get one D-Matrix out before he loses another Science Vessel. Ugh. Both of his Science Vessels goes down. Iris desperately trying to stay alive at this point. Lifting his eyebrows. He's lost way too much mining, I believe. The 12 o'clock base was bad. He's lost a lot of mining inside 11 o'clock. That mineral only that he had just... Finally going to go up that upper left, and no defenses. The cannon is morphing in, so Iris is going to be able to get almost anything before. Iris, meanwhile, was trying to push yet again at the 8 o'clock. Sorry, Bisu with yet another recall. Pardon. Bisu with yet another recall. Meanwhile, going to tank and siege that one single cannon before he can do much, but there aren't really any probes in that position, so... Going to try to take out the Nexus, but as the probe is moving, they're going to be able to take it out. Iris had his tank siege, so easy victim, easy victim. So Dragoons are going to run up north, be victims to some properly placed mines. High Templar running around as well. And Bisu has really utilized this High Templar beautifully. Storms have been absolutely on the spot. Iris has been lucky that his 3 o'clock has not been harassed. He's now going to need to reestablish the 12 o'clock. Going to hold it. He needs to hold it. There's an Observer. That pesky Observer is going to be there the entire time. A couple of Goliaths more in play would really help out. Bisu at this point, whoa, look at his upgrades. 3-2-2, Jesus. 2 armor, 2, oh man, 2, just insane.